Hello, World Wide Web. Welcome back to the Hanging with Web show on HWWS Web TV. I'm GW Pomichter, your host, and we hope that you'll take some time to subscribe. Come back over. We've got artists, authors, filmmakers, musicians. We've got creators from around the web, around the world. So come and check us out. So hit the little bell, get notified whenever we have a new interview. We are in the studio today, and we're online with creators from around the globe, and there's no better example of that than right here, right now. We are online hanging with fantasy author Karina Kantas, the author of Toxic. Wait for that. Just hold for a moment. That's all I said was toxic. So, Karina, welcome to the Hanging with Web show. How are you today?
I'm really well. I'm so glad to actually get on and have a chat with you after so long.
I know, it's been so long. And today, guys, Karina popped in here during her slated interview time a little bit earlier, and the internet was non-cooperative as we were trying to put this together. We are some 5,000 miles apart having this interview. So for those of you who are feeling the pressures of being trapped blocks and blocks from your work or neighborhoods and cities from your loved ones during this time, Karina and I are having an interview 5,000 miles from one another, and we're still getting it done. So Karina, thanks for coming on today. Let's kind of talk about your journey as an author first. How long have you been writing?
I started writing when I was about 14, and I didn't take it professionally until I was living in Greece. So many years ago. I have up to 10 titles published now, and I write in every single fiction genre. I'm an independent author, and I'm also contracted as well. I'm an entrepreneur, a YouTuber, and a radio host.
Wow, she's doing everything, guys. She's like all the media things. I love that. That's fantastic, because you know this is the arts, and an artist is going to do what we do no matter what they tell us. We're going to write a book whether people read it or not. We're going to put out a show whether people watch it or not. I mean, it's just what we have. We have to do it. So
exactly.
Karina, now you've been creating, been a creator since you were in your teens. And now you're doing this independently and professionally. What motivated you to take that to the next level, from a love of creativity to wanting to actually jump in?
When I decided to get my first novel published, and I got so many rejections, and I thought, well, as far as I'm concerned, the book's fabulous. People need to read it. I'm going to do it myself. And we're talking way back before Kindle even existed. That's how long ago it was. So I went with what we call a vanity publisher. Hopefully there's not too many of those around now. And I got burned pretty badly. And since then, I've gone on to publish another 10 books and get contracted for duology, Illusional Reality, as well as writing new stuff and trying new genres out. Toxic, which you mentioned at the beginning, is actually a erotica dystopian, which is two new that I've never wrote in. So I'm always trying new things.
We're gonna come back to that. Yeah, we're gonna come back to that here, because I just love that those are two different genres that you don't usually expect to see mashed together. So that's kind of interesting. I love that you published way back when I started writing too. Where the independent author had only one option, and that was what we today call the vanity publishers. That was our only option back then. It was either go to the big house or go to a vanity publisher. How has the way the internet worked, and Kindle and print on demand and these services, how has that helped you to evolve as an independent publisher and independent author?
Well, it's definitely how, I mean, the more books you write, the better you get at the writing itself. When Kindle came out and everyone was suddenly, I want to be a writer, that messed it up for people like me that wanted to find an agent or a publisher and to take it the next level. There are some amazing independent authors out there, absolutely amazing, but then there are still some authors that think they can write and can't, and publish on Kindle and give the rest of us a bad name. And it's not as bad as it was, because those that have taken it seriously have been studying and got better. So it's not as bad as it was, but the hardest part for independent authors is the publishing, the promotion and the marketing, which we have to do ourselves, the cost and learning how to do it.
Absolutely, and it is one of those things that when you're an independent, when you're independently publishing, you are not only the writer, the author, but you are the author, you are the publisher. So you're responsible for finding an editor, finding cover designs, finding book blurbs, marketing.
Exactly.
You do everything, chief cook and bottle washer, and then cross your fingers and hope that the readers will filter through the 35 million other independent writers and find you. So it's an amazing talent to have.
You know, I'm a little fish in a big ocean, just like every other independent author out there. The more we can come up with original ideas and not just put a post up and say, buy my book. People don't want to see that anymore. We have to be original. We have to come up with more stuff. I started Author Assist, which is a service for independent authors, where I help them with everything to do with marketing and publishing. I started that because I started off knowing nothing, and I learned from other people. And so I want to give back. So what I do is I don't just do a service for them that they've paid me to do. I will teach them how to do it themselves. I don't want them coming back to me to ask me to do another Amazon ad for them. I want them to know how to do it themselves. So Author Assist teaches other authors how to promote and market themselves. I have full-time authors that are so busy writing new books and new bestsellers that they need me full-time, which I'm happy with. But anyone else, I try to teach them what I know.
That's fantastic. That's fantastic. Well, before we get done with the interview, we want to make sure that we tell them a little bit about Toxic. I loved that you described it as a dystopian erotica. These are two words that don't generally fit in the same sentence together. So tell me a little bit about what pushed this into your creative mind. How did you get the idea for a dystopian erotic novel?
I worked with another author. We brainstormed. Both of us wanted to do something different. We wanted to work together. So we came up with this new world of people living inside mountains because of acid rain was so bad they couldn't actually leave the mountain. So that became the dystopian world. And inside this world, inside the mountain, they had rules, they had a committee. People were thrown out if they disobeyed the rules. They were thrown out as outcasts and forced to live in the land. The erotica part, my partner wanted to keep it clean, and I wanted to give a little oomph to the story. So anyone who's interested in it can actually go onto Amazon, and there's two toxics, one clean and one erotica.
Oh, wow. That's a neat idea. It really is, because because dystopian, dystopian futures and things like that. That's a very broad genre to begin with, and there's a huge audience for it. And then erotica has its own audience as well. So the idea of being able to reach both audiences, wonderful, both wonderful writing exercise and a wonderful marketing technique too. So it's a dystopian sci-fi first, and then erotica in the background. People that have read it have said it's not so in your face, that it fits really well with the storyline. We've created such a world that we can't just do one book. So we're hoping to work together to carry on this dystopian world in more books. That is fantastic. That is awesome. So now, when you sit down to create something as broad as say Toxic, do you have any special writing rituals, or a special room you need to go into? Something, is there coffee on the table, or is there a special meal? Do you have any specific writing rituals that you want to share with everybody? Yeah, is coffee on the table? Had a little lag there, but we're catching up, I hope.
Most of my ideas for my books come from dreams and nightmares. I write a lot of dark fiction. Okay, MC thrillers about outlaw motorcycle clubs. So that's quite dark, romance, dark fiction. And a lot of my ideas come from nightmares and dreams. And so once the idea comes, then you start writing. And once you're in the zone, and authors know about this, once you're in the zone, you then write and you listen to what your characters are telling you. Because if you don't, you won't sleep. And it's your characters that are coming alive, and they're telling you which road to take next, and you have to listen to them. I like going out to a coffee shop and maybe watching people around, walk in, listening to some rock music in my earphones and writing. I love writing at home, again with some music in the background. I write at the weekends now because I'm so busy with author assist during the week that I only have the weekends to actually work on my own writing.
That's fantastic. Awesome. Guys, we've been hanging out with Karina Kantas online all the way from Greece. And we were so excited to have Karina on, and we're so happy that she was able to make it on today. And she's, by the way, when we get done in the Facebook Live, guys, you'll see Karina is the best segwayer on the planet. She doesn't even know it yet. How do we know that? Well, I'll tell you what. We're going to say thank you to our partners and friends first at NSC Live TV, Famous Faces and Funny, Space Coast Comics and Space Coast Comic Con, J. Bauer Art, our great friends at Mommy and G Creations, and Hearts Helping Others of Central Florida, families helping other families throughout Central Florida. We thank them for all of their support online. We thank you for logging on. We thank you for tuning in. Make sure you come back to see who we're hanging with next.